Hi, everybody. I am Kevin Ioli from Yahoo Sports, and this is a big day for me because I am getting a chance to interview one of my favorite fighters to watch, the former strawweight champion of the world, Joanna Jedrzejczyk. How are you, Joanna?
Hey, thank you so much. Good to hear that. I feel great. I feel great. Happy to be back to New York in Brooklyn. Today I have a pretty busy day, media day, but happy to talk to you.
Well, listen, let's do me a favor. We know what happened to Tony Ferguson when he was doing interviews and finishing his media day, so take care of yourself because we don't want to lose this fight on Saturday.
I will. I'm taking. Watching my every step.
Joanna, I guess the first thing I want to talk to you about is you posted a photo of yourself, 122 the other day. I was really amazed by that just because of how far out you were that close to the weight. What were at the similar time prior to the first Rose fight? What did you weigh?
Uh, when
At a similar time, like say 10 days out from the first Rose fight, what were you?
You know what? I was weighing 127 on Saturday, week before the fight, but for no reason my weight went up to 130 on Sunday. And the team who I used to work with before, they couldn't drop the weight. They couldn't help me, and that's why I had to go through the terrible weight cut day before the weigh-ins, and this is what impact my performance. I know this, and that's why I made changes and I've been in this business for 15 years and I use my knowledge. Of course, now I have new nutritionist team. I trust them. I must trust them. I have to trust them. I must trust them. And I believe they are doing an amazing job. And I believe that we are going to make this easy, easy and smooth.
You had said last week that when you completed your last sparring session that you broke down in tears, and I know how much you guys put into training. Explain to people who don't understand why you got emotional after your sparring ended.
And like even after every fight, doesn't mean if you win or lose, we get emotional because being a fighter is not only like going to the gym one time or twice a day. It's 24/7 job, so it's hard. I'm far away from my fiance and my family who are back home in Poland, and it makes me stronger. But the thing is that um, we are very dedicated athletes, and of course there are coaches, my sparring partners, teammates who are helping me to prepare for every fight. But in the day of the fight, when we step to the octagon, there is only me and my opponent. We are the only people who must deal with the emotions. So that's why it's very like being an athlete, being a fighter, and fighting for the best league in the world, for the UFC. It's not
Right.
only being the strongest physically, but mentally as well. So
And so
yeah.
that leads me to ask you this question: when you got to Madison Square Garden before the fight with Rose, given what you had gone through in the previous 24 hours, did you have a hint of what might happen? Did you know your body wasn't able to do what you wanted it to do?
That's the thing. I always take care of my business, and I always want to give to people uh, what they're paying for, and it's a transaction between us fighters, UFC, and the fans, because fans are big part of our job, our success. So when I went through the weight cut, I didn't think about what could happen to my health or body. I just wanted to be on weight because it was my job and I wanted to push it as much. And I didn't think about mm, the 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 results, the impact. And I just wanted to be on weight and go and fight. So I didn't think of going to the hospital, take an IV. I just wanted to go there and give them the fight and give them what they came for to the garden. But of course, I didn't want to lose my belt, and I paid the ultimate price for that. Maybe it was a mistake, maybe not. But I think it was the decision I made, and I have to respect that.
There was some talk going into the last fight. You had made 5 defenses. If you had made a sixth, you would have tied Ronda Rousey. Did you get too caught up in the record part of it? Did that bother you at all? Like people talking about you being the greatest women's fighter of all time.
Sometimes
Did you trying to prove something?
no, 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 no. There is no pressure on me, and it, I look at this the other way. It's going to be bigger than all of my title defenses. This victory is going to be bigger than my last fights because I'm going to become a champion one more time, and not so many fighters have a chance to become a challenger, to get to the top of the rankings, to become a challenger, to become a champion, lose, defend the title so many times, and make it again. And I will make it happen again.
Max Holloway in the main event is going to be going for a championship in a second weight class, and obviously there's always been speculation that you might fight at 125. And there's a person at 125 that I think we would like to see you fight, and that is Valentina Shevchenko. I know you two have a history together. Is 125 in the cards for you, and would you ever see yourself in the cage with Valentina?
Yeah, right now I'm focused on this fight, so I don't wanna
Get too far ahead.
forward too much, get too far, but of course it's going to be good for my body. I will not have to go through the weight cuts, and I will protect my body more. But we will see. Right now, I wanna get what belongs to me, and after the fight, we will see. But
What
of course, it's something I'm thinking about sometimes.
I wanted to ask you about Rose, just specifically. Obviously, this is no slam on you. She's a great fighter, right? So when your weight cut was an issue, but Rose also was great too. What concerns you about Rose going into the rematch, and what are the keys for you against her?
Uh, we have a plan, and we went through like hard camp. We took care of every single detail, and I don't wanna talk about it because I wanna show it to people that you are going to see a second version of Joanna, and I had to learn how to be patient. And let's be patient. Few more days,
A few more
and
days, and we'll see it.
course, Rose, her footwork is very good. She hit precise, and she's the champion right now. She's at the top. So she's my next big challenge. But I know my value. I've been a champion for a reason. I defended my title for a few times for a reason. So, but people were studying me. Her team were studying me too. So we had to change a little bit. But let me show the changes on Saturday.
There's an old saying in the fight game that you don't really become a champion until you defend the title one time. You've been through
Yeah,
that.
I
You've had a
agree.
title defense. What about her? You think she's going to learn something from this?
I agree and not because I was in the same spot when I heard that I'm not the real champ because I only won the belt and I didn't defend. It's not true.
Mm,
It's the top of the top. UFC is simply the best simply the best MMA organization in the world.
right.
Getting to the UFC is difficult, but like I said, not so many fighters gonna get to the top five. There is only few of us, few of the fighters who are going to be a challengers, and only few of them are going to be a champions. It's very difficult. So being a champion and fighting for the belt, it means a lot already. So I don't agree with that much.
That's good. Now, I want to ask you that I know you sacrifice a lot as fighters. All fighters do. And you show great courage just getting into the cage. But does it make it worth it when you win a championship, when you win a big fight? Does all those decisions, when you do without something that you want to have, does that make it all those other days worthwhile?
Yes, yes, it is. It's getting more difficult with every title defense. You must be focused more. You must work more. So at the end, the success has a bigger value.
And let's end it this. It's a business now, right? You did it. You started because you loved it. You loved to fight. And now it's
Yeah.
a business and you're making a living. Do you enjoy it as much when it's a business as when you did it just because I love to fight and I want to get in there and prove myself?
I'm like this. I'm like this right now. I'm enjoying this. My big passion, big hobby became my job, and I'm very happy that I can do this. I'm enjoying this more, and I see things different. Mm, I'm just very happy to be here and face the champion, one of the greatest.
Rose Namajunas is the strawweight champion. Joanna looking to get that belt back. UFC 223 on Saturday on pay-per-view. Joanna, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you in the cage on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks.